All right, here we are, Impact and Influence Radio right here on iHeart. And today's broadcast is brought to you by Blinds of Sacramento, Sacramento's complete solution window covering experts. Give them a call, 916-790-8689 or blindsofsacramento.com. Now, today, we've got Jessilee Windhaus from the House of Comedy. We're going to be learning about what she's doing here in the Sacramento community, what she's doing for comedy, and we're going to tell each other some really funny stories and maybe crack a couple of really stupid jokes. How you doing, my dear?
Doing great. Thank you for having me.
Good. Can I steal that magazine from you?
Please do.
Impact and Influence magazine. If you guys don't have one, get one. They're available on Amazon and opera.com. So, let's see. What do you do?
So I am the founder, co-owner of House of Comedy. Because we're a performing arts small business, I wear so many hats. So I coach our improv teams, our improv performance groups, not all of them, but many of them. I'm an improv teacher, so I teach levels 101, 201, 401, and then specialty classes. I'm also just the, general sort of executive director of the organization. And I do team building facilitation as well. So many hats.
What got you into this? Did you just wake up one day and said, I want to do comedy? Or has this just been kind of your thing? Have you always been a funny person? Did your parents go, oh my God, will you quit cracking jokes?
You know what? It's funny because I've talked to a lot of other improvisers about this, and their perspective is I didn't really start thinking of myself as funny until a while into my improv career, because improv is usually, as opposed to stand-up, the goal is usually not to be funny. It's just a byproduct of the process. So when I was 10, I started getting into theater and improv, and I fell in love with both of them immediately. So my background is in theater and improv. I got my degree at Sac State in theater, and I just continued doing it in my teen years. And then when I graduated and when I was in college, I was doing a lot of improv as well. And then I just started my own business when in 2013, I started an improv and sketch comedy group called That Plus Chips. And I started a performing arts nonprofit, Empire Arts Collective, in 2015. And that's when I started with more performing arts leadership, and improv has always been my first love. So I kind of pivoted to doing an improv based business. And then I was like, well, the next step is to open my own venue.
Now, what is improv? I think I know what it is.
Yeah.
I'm a comedy buff.
Yeah.
Honestly, my wife and I could sit there for hours.
I love comedy, obviously. Yeah. A lot of people, conflate improv with stand-up or sketch. They are all completely different disciplines. So stand-up comedy, it's one person in front of a microphone.
Let's pull that mic just a hair away from you. A lot of poppy pop-pops.
No problem.
Just a hair this way.
Right.
There you go.
Great. Improv or stand-up is just one person in front of a microphone with prepared jokes. Okay. Sketch comedy is scripted with props and costume pieces. Improv,
okay, so that would be like Whose Line?
No, that would be like Saturday Night Live. So stand-up would be like...
Whose Line is it anyway?
Whose Line is it anyway? Is improv. Yes.
Yeah, that's improv.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. So stand-up, sketch, and then improv is like Whose Line is it anyway? It is a team of people, and they are creating spontaneously. So you practice it like you would practice a sport. So you practice the skills to do it, but then obviously on game day, on a performance, you are just using muscle memory and all the different ways in which you've trained to be good at improv. But it takes a lot of skill, a lot of studying. It's an art form. And you never want to go into something with prepared material when it comes to improv.
Oh, yeah. That's why people go, okay, so what do I want to talk about on today's show? I don't know. Don't bring notes. I want you to be unprepared. But I want to we're going to have a conversation. Because the moment that it just becomes so rehearsed sounding, and it just is ugly. And so that's why we do it the way we do it. I've been doing it this way for 12 years now.
Great.
Yeah. It's about as long as you've been doing them. Kind of figured it out, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so people that want to learn improv.
Yeah, so we have a bunch of different classes folks can take. We have drop-in classes every week. Those are Saturdays from 11 until 12:30 at the Eagle Theater, and folks can drop in. It's a really affordable cost. It's $10 online and $15 at the door.
No way.
Yeah, and
people can just come and hang out and watch as well?
We don't allow people to just watch. It's definitely, you come and participate.
Okay.
We have plenty of other opportunities to watch improv.
Okay.
But they can come and get just a taste of improv, and we're not I can't emphasize this strongly enough, but we're not immediately going to be putting you into scenes. We do a lot of games. Honestly, it's a lot of stuff that you could do as like drinking games or party games to build improv skills and get yourself comfortable with being on stage and building community and building a team.
Oh, it's very important, yeah. And see, me, I'm not a very fun, like that type of person. I would need, for myself, I grew up in an abusive home. And I talk about this like in every episode for some reason, but it explains why I'm so hard-nosed about certain things. So like, I don't like to go places, I have to force myself to go to the networking events. We do a lot and we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
But, I've wanted to do stand-up for years, and I've got a lot of really stupid, funny jokes, which I think would be, depending on the audience, would either do really well or not. But the point is like when we've gone to like, family functions and stuff, like at first I don't want to do the games, like just leave me alone, But then after like maybe 15 or 20 minutes, I've warmed up and like I'm all over it. And usually I'm a ham, but you've got to warm me up. Yeah. And I'm assuming other people are like that.
Yes, absolutely. I would say most people are like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I think as adults, most of us have been conditioned that being playful or being silly is, unless it's around folks that we're comfortable with, it's not okay to do that. You're not to be taken seriously if you do that, obviously, as if, being playful and being a serious person can't go hand in hand. But they can. And so we have to, tell people, hey, it's okay. Also, you don't have to be clever. You don't have to be funny. Like, don't worry about being funny. Just do improv.
I think I'm naturally funny. Once I get going, I'm naturally funny. When we were watching, I remember when Twilight came out and we went to go see the 5th movie, and it was so contradictory of the other movies. I was cracking up the entire theater because of how corny the movie was. And I just kept cracking jokes, and anybody else would have been like, this is so embarrassing. My wife and I was just cracking jokes right and left, and we had the whole theater laughing. It was hilarious. It was the funniest thing, and completely inappropriate. Do not ever do that, please. Don't crack jokes in a movie theater. That's very, very
during the movie.
Yes, that's so bad. But no, it worked that time.
That's funny.
Now, I wanted to touch on something you had asked. Oh, you don't have an accent. Because I was born in England.
Yeah.
And so I did this YouTube. I had a YouTube channel for a while called William Chesterfield IV. And my wife is going to listen to this. She's going to be like, oh, God, you didn't tell this story. And so essentially what I did is I became this British flat earther with a really horrible, thick British accent. And I would just come up with the most awful stuff. And so... William Chesterfield IV here, and today we're going to be teaching you why the Earth is flat. And I would say the Earth is actually just a giant turtle, and it's spinning at millions of miles an hour through space. And I would just come up with this just random stuff, and the channel did well. I mean, we were getting like tens of thousands of views organically. It was
That's
really
great.
funny. And but it didn't match everything else in the brand, so we killed it. But what would that be called? What form of comedy is that?
Sketch comedy.
That's sketch comedy.
That's sketch comedy if you have a character that you've prepared in advance and you have any form of script. Now you can have a little bit of improvisation, but yeah, that would be sketch comedy.
No, what about so another one that I did was when I would play 2 characters at the same time having a conversation.
That's great.
And so you have the listen here, darling. What are you talking about, Mama? And going back and forth and just having this. I mean, it's almost like you're using 2 sides of your brain.
Yeah.
And after you've done it for so long, you start to confuse yourself in a sense, right?
Yeah.
But what is that? Is that the same thing? Or is that just pure insanity?
That sounds like kind of genreless. Maybe more clown actually.
Clown.
Yeah.
I'm a clown. So
if you've never looked into clowning, it's very fun. It's very improv adjacent.
Is it?
Yeah, it's very cool.
So, are you familiar with Jeff Arcuri?
No, I'm not.
Oh my God. You don't know Jeff Arcuri?
I don't.
Oh my God.
Here we go.
This is my wife and I's favorite comedian. We just saw him in San Francisco. J. Arcuri. Oh my God.
Is he a stand-up comedian?
He's here, I'll show you.
How old are you? 7'3". Are you serious?
Oh yeah, stand-up. That's awesome.
He's hilarious.
Yeah.
He's just hilarious. All he does is talk to the audience.
Yeah, that's called crowd work.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 Is that like the new thing?
Because
Because Matt Rife is doing that too, but he's way funnier than that Matt Rife.
Yeah, a lot of I think that a lot of stand-up, and again, I'm not an authority on stand-up comedy, but I think that a lot of stand-up comedians are getting into crowd work, and I think part of that is Dropout, which is has a show called Crowd Work, I think, and it is all that. Like, they bring on stand-up comedians.
Well, it's always
improv
going to be a
comedians.
different show. That's what's cool about it, because you're going to have
Right.
different. You're going to ask the same questions, but the answers are always going to be different, and then
Sure.
you play on that. The guest almost becomes part of the comedy act.
Absolutely, and it's
Yeah.
usually completely improvised.
I love this stuff.
It's
Okay.
great. Yeah, you have to have
Okay.
improv skills to do that.
I don't have that.
You know what you could do is you could take a class and then learn
Oh
improv.
my god, dude.
That's what people always tell me. They're like, I don't know how to do it. I'm not funny. And I'm like, we started this conversation by me telling you should take a class.
I've got some great jokes. So when I met my wife,
You can't use that in improv though.
No.
You can't use prepared jokes.
No, I know. When I met my wife, so my wife doesn't talk very much.
Yeah.
She's a very quiet person. And so I'm a talker. And so when we met, she just sat there and she listened and just kind of nodded, and that was it. I didn't think she was really quite into me, but she thought I was kind of funny. But the sad thing is I have never written any new jokes since then. It's been 14 years and I still have the same jokes, and she's just so tired of hearing about it. But basically the jokes were the girl with no arms.
Oh my God.
And so it started with, I dated this girl that had armpit stink. And this is a true story. So I just said, I'm never going to date a girl with arms again. So she didn't have armpit stink. So I wrote all these jokes about how she gets pulled over and the officer is like, driver, put your hands out the window. And I'm yelling, she's unarmed, and I'm like, and there's like this whole thing about, when I went to her dad and asked for her hand in marriage. And there's like, it's just this whole story
Oh my gosh.
about the girl with no arms. And no one's ever done anything with this. I've seen a couple of jokes, but I mean, I get really bad. And I just know that I'm going to offend somebody and I'll feel so
Probably
bad.
someone with no arms.
Yeah, well, the thing is that when you go to the show, you can always say, if anybody is offended by this joke, raise your hand, and I don't see anybody, and then now you make it funny because obviously, yeah. So, you can have fun with it, but I've never done anything with it. And I've talked to a couple of comedy clubs, and they're like, you should do it, this would be great. And I'm just like, no, I'm going to embarrass the hell out of myself.
Yeah, I mean, you can't, you got to practice, It's an art form. I mean,
Yeah.
any kind of comedy is an art form. You got to practice it.
I love it. Okay, so Eagle Theater. Talk to me about Eagle Theater.
Sorry.
She's over here dying.
I'm dying of death. The Eagle Theater is really cool. It is a historic theater in Old Sacramento, and I think it was built in the 1970s, but it's a reconstruction of a building that was built in 1849, and it only lasted for 6 months, and it got destroyed in a flood. But it's a really cool theater. It seats about 150.
Where's this at?
It's in Old Sacramento, so it's on Front Street,
Okay.
between I and J. So it's
Oh, it's on that side.
yes, yeah.
Got it.
It's on Front Street, so it's past the cobblestones. It's right across from the Railroad Museum and the History Museum.
Interesting. Okay. Very interesting. So because there's another comedy club downtown. At least there used to
Yes,
be.
Laughs Unlimited in Old Sacramento.
They still there?
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been around for I think 30
do
or 40
anything
years
with them?
now. Not yet.
That was the owner of that was the guy that I told my jokes to. He says, you should come in and do some stuff. And I
Oh,
never did.
interesting. Yeah, I think it's female owned and operated now.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, there was a guy, it was at a Starbucks, man. He was in line and we got to talking and,
There we go.
I told him some of my jokes. I have some other jokes that are really bad that I'll say off air. And
I can't wait.
oh no, so bad. Jesus jokes. We don't do those on air. Oh no. All right. And then how do people practice improv?
Yeah, so
Just show up, right?
show up. It's a disciplined art form, and like I said at the beginning, it's like a sport. So when you're practicing a sport, you're not you don't just go into a show or go into a game and just hope it goes well. You have to show up to practice.
I was a professional musician for a very long time. Yeah. And you practice for 10 hours a day for several years before you even think about getting on stage, and then you condition to get on stage.
Right, but when you get on stage as a musician, unless you're doing improv as a jazz musician or some other form of improv,
it's still rehearsed.
It's still rehearsed. When you're doing improv or sports, this is why I use this analogy. You're not, sorry. Man, ever since I got sick in like November.
Well, this is El Dorado Hills, so we've got trees and pollen, and my car is completely. I have a black car that's yellow right now. Yeah. It is completely covered in pollen.
But when you do sports, just like when you do improv, during practices, you're practicing skills. You're practicing how to yes and. You're practicing how to support your teammates. You're practicing how to not push jokes. You're practicing telling a narrative.
Wow.
You're practicing being specific, listening.
You just said something very interesting, how to not push jokes.
Yeah, super important in improv.
Holy crap. That is so much to unfold just in itself, because you want to be funny. You know you've got something funny to say, and you have to hold back.
You got to hold back.
That is wild.
There's a difference. If something naturally comes up and it's funny, then great, go ahead and say that, as long as it doesn't hurt the scene or hurt your scene partner or it punches down. But if you are like, I have this prepared joke that I want to do,
can't do that.
You can't just shoehorn it into a scene.
See, my favorite is, what's his name? Colin
Jost?
No.
Colin Firth. Colin Farrell.
From Whose Line?
Oh, Colin Mockery. Yeah.
Dude, he is freaking hilarious.
He's very funny, yeah.
He is hilarious. And the stuff that comes out of his mouth is just like, oh my God, bro.
Yeah, I mean, those are recorded over, I want to say, like 2 hours, and they choose like 30 minutes of content.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it's all BS.
It's not BS. It's just that, folks need to understand.
The good stuff.
They're taking the cream of the crop there. Not to say that Colin Mockery and Ryan Stiles and Wayne Brady are not incredible. They are. But that's something else to understand about improv.
Well, it's television too.
Yes.
Yeah, it's TV.
Yeah. Well, sometimes people go see an improv show and they see one, rough show, which is like seeing one rough football game. And then they're like, I never want to see improv again. I saw it once and it was bad, which is like going to a football game where your team loses and you're like, I'm never watching football again. It's crazy. No one ever does that. People don't do that with stand-up. They don't see a bad stand-up show and they're like, the entire art form is garbage.
I've been a Colorado Rockies fan since I was a kid, and I've only seen them win like 2 or 3 games in 25 years as a fan. So I get it. And see, that's a little bit of a joke. See, a little personality there.
There you go.
Now you also mentioned one other thing here: team building.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so there's this thing called applied improvisation, where you use the skills that are applicable to improv and you apply it in a different setting. And so we apply that a lot with in workplace environments or with other kinds of teams. And it's really fun because improv teaches a lot of very pro-social skills and skills that you need for professional development. Listening, teamwork, a yes and sort of cooperative mentality, storytelling, which can be really useful for a lot of teams, especially if you're working in marketing or if you're working in any sort of creative industry. And so we use those skills and we apply them. And so we tailor all of our workshops to the specific teams, and it's so useful. I think there's a lot of team building events that people have in mind. I know usually whenever people hear team building, they're like, and they think of all the sitcom episodes that make fun of team building. But when it comes to improv, it's really fun because you're just playing these games that happen to reinforce skills. And every time I do them with a team, they come away from it with like a billion inside jokes, and they come away from it, 99% of the time with some sort of pretty big revelation, which is great.
The other thing is it that's building camaraderie in the office, which is really important. I think those inside jokes are really, really important.
Absolutely.
And that just makes life fun.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're going to work with a spouse or something at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you've got something that nobody can take away from you.
Right.
Even if you see each other in public, one of you gets a new job or moves on or whatever, and you run into that person, you're like, hey, there's the guy.
Yes.
Dog leg, bro,
Right.
And then it's like, what the hell does that mean? But you had to be there, man. You had to be there.
Yeah, and it helps you to see each other as human, because most of us are not doing work that's live or die. We're doing things like marketing or we're working in like advertising, etc. And not to minimize anyone's work, but it's just sometimes it's hard for us. We get so stressed out, we get so centered on our job that we forget to take a step back and remember that the people on the other side of it are human. And so, especially if you work in a virtual environment, that can be really tough to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's useful to bring folks back to the core of what you do, which is work with each other.
Who is your all-time favorite comedian?
Are you talking about any comedian?
Any comedian, just who just makes you laugh no matter what. Because ours is Jeff Arcuri. He's just...
It's so hard for me to pick. I think stand-up would be Ali Wong.
I don't know her.
Baby Cobra. Oh my gosh, she's phenomenal. She is very famous. Yeah, Ali Wong. Have you seen Beef on Netflix? Oh man,
we don't watch television.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, we don't remember. We don't have a TV.
Got it.
Yeah, we're
okay.
like super minimalist people, and we have that whole English thing going on in our house.
I see.
We have the leather tufted furniture.
Yes.
Yes,
indeed.
with the When you walk into our home, you're like. In fact, we had a friend over one day. They're like, "Why does your house look unlived in?" It's so funny.
Fancy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
it's like a hotel lobby.
Wow. Very fancy. Mine is not like that because I have 2 kids and I have 6 animals, so it's not like that. But yeah, Ali Wong, I love her. I love Josh Johnson, incredible comedian. So in terms of stand-up, those are some of my faves. I love Ellen DeGeneres as well. She was my first love as a stand-up comedian. In terms of just comedians in general, I love Andy Samberg.
He's a local.
Is he? Oh, I think he is actually.
He's in Nevada City.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
in a couple of his movies or shows. He's referenced Sacramento.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Pop Star Never Stop, Never Stopping? You're not a big you're not a big movie or TV person. It's mine. Sopranos, gotcha.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's not in that.
100 times. And then right now, like during dinner, we're they just brought Scrubs back, and so we've been watching Scrubs on our phone, like at dinner, and so we just set it on the couch in front of us. People go, "Why don't you get a TV?" Because if you saw our house, you'd be like, "Why would you want to do a TV?" Why? I don't want to put a TV in there. It looks great without one.
That's solid logic, Quinn.
Right. So we have this. We just put our phone there, And so here's what's funny about it. If you put your phone right here, the screen's this big. If you take your TV and you put it on the wall all the way at the other end of the room, it's the same size.
Yeah.
It's so funny. But no, we've been watching the new Scrubs, and it's only on Wednesdays that the new episodes come. So the rest of the week, we're watching the old Scrubs again.
Nice.
And it's just hilarious.
Yeah, it's good.
Zach Braff is just ridiculous.
He's great.
So damn funny.
Love a comfort show.
All right. So, Jessilee Windhaus, houseofcomedy.com. HOUS.
HAUS.
Oh my gosh. That's what it says. HAUS.
Yes, house like the German
I know.
house.
I didn't know what that letter was, even though I wrote it. HAUS of comedy.com. And, of course, on the description, you'll have the website addresses as well. So if you have no idea what I just said, just go to the description on the podcast when you're selecting it, and it'll give you the website address. Other than that, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, and I want you back. This is a lot of fun, and I'll tell you my joke off.
I can't wait.
Off here. It's
Please
so
help
stupid.
me. Please help me.
Please help, right? Oh man, dad jokes and old man jokes. It's so horrible. So horrible. Thank you guys so much for listening, and again, thank you for being here. And we will see you next time. Bye bye.